Hi guys and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. I'm your man Scribe and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Alright, so we've had some big announcements dropped on us just a couple of minutes ago from the guys at CG. Not only have they confirmed we are getting the Mandalorian tag, but we've also had the kit reveal for the Armorer. It's pretty sick, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so before we get started here today, I just want to say we are joined today by a very special guest. It is none other than Infinum. How you doing, Inf? You good?
Hey Scribe, how you doing? Well, we're very excited. We did say that we're gonna come back for a particular thing that we'll be looking for in the very future of this video.
Yep, absolutely. And they did say we would receive information in January, and lo and behold, here it is. Now,
13th, let's go.
13th is a lucky number, man. It's a lucky number. Don't let anybody tell you differently. So yeah, I had the Discord post ping up about new dev posts on the forums, and we do see that here our good man Doja Fett, lovely bloke that he is, has taken to the holotables, and he's saying that the Armorer and the following characters are being applied the Mandalorian tag. So we've got OG Mando, we've got Beskar Mando, Jango Fett, Sabine Wren, Gar Saxon, Imperial Super Commando, and Canderous Ordo. That's quite a healthy stock of Mandos. I'm pretty psyched about that. What are your opinions on this?
So in terms of Mandalorians, there's some characters that aren't being used as much, like Gar Saxon, Imperial Super Commando, that could maybe find a team with something like this. Maybe not.
maybe they'll get a bit of a touch up. Maybe they'll get a little bit of a kit enhancement. I'm not sure.
It definitely increases the interest in these characters. Maybe steals Candace from Old Republic, which is a team you're okay with giving up. Sabine, always the 16 Phoenix. If you wanted to already steal your Kanan and your Ezra to a Jedi teams, maybe Sabine is also stolen to the Mandalorian team. We will be looking into this.
I mean, to be fair, Sabine's kit is not terrible, and her Zeta is actually pretty good.
The AoE stagger is pretty nice.
Yeah, the AoE stagger is not so bad, and she can apply that armor shred, which is useful. So it is worth noting, just in a little spoiler section here, that the reason Boba Fett isn't on this Mandalorian tag, but Jango Fett is, excuse me, I have a small kitten on my lap. Sorry, Smudgy. Yeah, the reason that we've got Jango Fett on the list, but Boba Fett isn't, is that Boba Fett wasn't a Mandalorian by birth. It's a little bit of a shame. They probably left it that way for balance reasons, I guess. Maybe they didn't want people just running Boba and Jango as the Mando team, you know, because they're fairly strong kits, as it were. But that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. So we're going to go straight into the kit reveal here. And I'm going to start off with the tags. So Mandalorian, psyched to see that new tag. Come on. She is light side, support, and leader. I was actually a little bit surprised she got a leadership. But then when I thought about it, we don't have any Mandalorians yet. You know, this is the first official Mando, so they needed to make a leadership, right? So it kind of makes sense. So let's see.
They wanted to rework a whole lot more stuff and make other leaders inside the Mandalorian faction, like Gar Saxon.
Yeah, exactly. That would be
other leaders.
It would be a big mammoth undertaking for them to go back and give leaderships to other characters, or retroactively apply Mando leaderships to like Beskar Mando or the Mandalorian. It would be a bit of a big task. So this is probably the easier route, and maybe we can expect to see future Mandalorian leaders down the line. So let's see. Clad your strongest heroes in Beskar armor. Psyched about that. Earn your signet. Create a powerful Beskar armor for the team. The more Beskar you use, the better the armor. And this is the way. Come on. Like, I was hoping we would have seen this is the way, at least on Beskar Mando, to be honest. But seeing it on the armor is still pretty psych.
Should have come up with it, to be fair.
True. Interesting synergy suggestions. What do you think about that?
All right, so Mandalorian Beskar armor. I mean, couldn't look further away from that. Sabine Wren was an interesting one, as we do see the Mandalorian tag. There's actually a move in Sabine, which we already talked a little bit before, that will make this a little more interesting. But the spicy stuff, Rey, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, and Wat Tambor, now these are very elevated characters in terms of prestige in the game. They're like characters that we probably put in the top 10 of the game right now.
Oh, so, easily, yeah, easily.
So this is very interesting.
But I mean, well, I suppose we'll get to it a little bit later on, but certainly Wat Tambor, I can imagine certain techs, synergizing so incredibly strongly with some of this Beskar Mando, this armorer kit here.
Yes.
So yeah, let's get into it with
Let's
that
go
being
into it.
said. Yeah, so basic ability, final text, deal physical damage to target enemy twice. If the target enemy has armor shred, the armorer gains 1 stack of Beskar ingot, max 3 stacks. Those Beskar ingots are then used to apply Beskar armor onto allies. Do you want to go ahead and tell what we can get with these Beskar ingots?
So with the Beskar Ingot, we can use it on our first special, Zeta ability, cooldown of 3, earn your signet. And it says the armor loses all of these stacks of Beskar Ingot that we got prior to that using the basic, and grants target other ally a tier of Beskar armor equal to the number of stacks of Beskar Ingot removed until the end of the encounter, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. This ability can't be used if you have no stacks of Beskar Ingot, aka you couldn't put armor if you don't have the materials to make the armor, which is cool as well.
I mean, it stands to
So
reason, right? Like, if I could just make
it would,
armor out of nothing, that would be a great ability to have.
it would. I mean, more armor can't be bad.
I do have to say, the animation on Earn Your Signet is actually pretty sick. You can see
It
as she
is.
gets a little forge out, and you can see the Mandalorian emblem there pop up. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. I'm stoked
I
about
wonder
that.
how it's gonna look on 3 times speed because that looks like 1 time, right? But
Yeah,
still, I
yeah.
mean,
It's probably going to
that's
be
one of those
pretty
abilities they're gonna
speedy.
put
Yeah.
on 1 speed at the start while
But
they're enjoying the character.
these Beskar armor abilities, they are pretty strong.
So 1 stack, 50% defense, and plus 15% health up. Always good. Two
Yep,
stacks recover 30% protection at the end of turn. Who does that? What Tambor's Think Tech?
yep,
You know how good that is. Three
yep.
stacks plus 100% counter chance and can't be critically hit. There's so many characters that have synergies with critical hits. Many characters that have more damage from the critical hit, like extra bonuses.
Yeah.
It's just overall insane. And the best part about it is that on the dev insights, it says that these bonuses are cumulative. So you are not giving up on having the bonuses from stack 1 and stack 2. You're actually getting the bonuses out of all of the stacks that you are using your best cat ingots stuff into this.
That does seem what it appears to what they're saying, which is crazy and crazy strong. Um, we'll talk about synergy ideas and a little bit discussion further on. We'll just finish off the kit for now. So special
Definitely.
2, this is the way. Love the
Oh,
fact that we've got this in here finally.
low
And this,
cooldown as well. Cooldown of 3.
yeah, pretty low. I mean, her other is 3 as well, isn't it? Yeah. So
It
she's
is.
got 2 at 3, so she'll be cycling through her moves fairly quickly. So here she inflicts armor shred on the target enemy until the end of battle. I don't think there has ever been an armor shred that has not been permanent, but you know. And then calls all Mando allies to assist and all allies with Beskar armor to assist, dealing 10% less damage. Now, the 10% less damage I think is very generous. If you look back to like earlier characters that have assists, a lot of them are like and deal 60% less damage, and this one's like 10% less damage. But
So
I think it's really great that you can actually call, armored up characters, as it were. So it's not just going to be your Mandalorian allies. It gives her a little bit more plug and play viability. And I do think, going back to when we had the hint at the galaxy state of the galaxy at the end of the year, that we were suggesting this sort of thing, how she would be almost a Wat Tambor type character that would focus perhaps more on defense and building up your armor and stuff like that. So
and
pretty
it's
excited to
exactly what
see.
she's doing. It's exactly all we wanted out
Yeah,
of this character, and she's not as passive because she could take down so many stormtroopers at the end of chapter 8. So it makes sense that
it
she can
does.
also
Yeah,
deal damage, but also provide a bunch of survivability to the team.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
no further than the leadership to look for survivability. At the start of battle, Mandalorian allies gain protection up equal to 200%, which can be dispelled or prevented, and critical hit immunity for 2 turns. If you remember Bastille's lead, the Bastilish on light side, well, there's only one Bastille with the leadership.
Yeah.
Uh, if you discount the part of gaining turn meter tenacity up, the protection up part is pretty good, and
Oh
this
yeah.
part already helps out a lot
Oh
with that
yeah.
survivability there.
Like, we know how chunky that can make a team. That 200% protection. You just mod your characters for a lot of max health, and all of a sudden you've got this big wall of chunk to get through. It can
And
really
add to that,
do stuff.
and you can even add to that the best car armor stuff. So you can use those weirder characters that you don't have much of a room of. But with the 3 stacks of Beskar armor, they will even have 100% counter chance, and under her lead, they have the extra survivability, so they can actually do
And the
something as
protection
well.
recovery as well. It's going to make them really stocky, really stocky.
Very interesting stuff.
So she's got one last unique, and it's called both Hunter and Prey. So the first time another ally falls below 60% health, the armorer gains a stack of Beskar ingot, and that ally recovers 40% protection. The armorer starts with 2 stacks of Beskar ingot. Now, they've done this a lot with a lot of new characters. This sort of dropping below a certain threshold will trigger some sort of savior event. I mean, you got it on JKR. You've got it on OG Mando as well, haven't you? You've got it on JML. There's like several characters that are triggering this type of unique, and I don't dislike it. I do like the fact that this is actually on a unique. It's not tied to her leadership. So this is just going to apply whenever you plug her into a team, which is great. And it's not restricted to Mandalorians either. So it's
not light, so it's global.
It's global. Yeah, side. I love this additional plug and play viability, which is absolutely great. So one thing I want to mention when I was reading through this, and I want to get your thoughts on this, with all this additional stacks of Beskar armor, I can't get out of my head the idea of Bastila Shan lead with JML, Wat Tambor, Beskar, the armorer, and a +1. So you've got the 200% health for the bonus protection from Bastila Shan's lead. You've got the tank tech on JML to make him recover that, and then you apply Beskar armor to him, so he recovers an additional 30% protection, gains 100% counter chance, can't be crit, gains 50% defense, and health up. That's going to be mad. That's going to be horrible. Like,
that's a timeout thing right there.
That's a massive timeout thing. Like, I'm stoked, man. And I think this character is going to have at least a certain amount of raid viability as well. You know, having these additional survivability is probably a good thing. I know a lot of it is protection, and the new Crankor raid does kind of destroy protection in phase 3, I think it is, isn't it? Ruins your max protection, I believe.
Yes.
So it'll have less viability there. But overall, I think this armorer, I believe she's a marquee character, isn't she?
She is, yes. There will be an event called it was here, Way of the Mandalore marquee event. Yep,
that's it.
Says on the developer insights.
Usually they bring these kit reveals and these announcements out right before we get them. We do normally get new kits either on new character releases, on a Wednesday or a Thursday, typically speaking. So she's likely to be coming out in the next couple of days. Do you have any insight about where you might want to chuck her in a team to test around a bit of play testing?
No idea, but we would typically put the armor with Beskar Mando, at least to just, synergy from the series. But there's actually just one thing I noticed. She's not a scoundrel, so she does not fit with all of that
that's a very good point.
Damage immunity and whatnot from the Mandalorian Beskar armor. So I'm kind of curious if Beskar armor is going to have his own team, and you're going to chuck the characters that are not as good Mandalorians into the armor lead, and you just split Beskar Mando there, or you actually just use Beskar Mando under her lead or something like that, because that Beskar Mando lead does not work with the armor. Or she will be Wat Tambor. She will not be used with her Mandalorians. She will be used outside of that to make very cool teams like the Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and Wat Tambor one.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm guessing she would also work pretty well with Rey too. I mean, it's in the synergies, but it makes sense with all of that stacking protection up from the lifeblood.
For
extra
sure.
Extra defense in there, harder to get through. Of course, Jedi Knight Riven Lead does like that protection up, but regardless, very interesting stuff.
I do really like the fact that, and this will also, you can't deny that this is going to be very, very useful for light side GOTB as well. Having that sort of additional defense, additional recovery, an additional form of savior as well. She's going to be well worth gearing up by the looks of it. As usual, I'll definitely be excited to see what are going to be her base stats, particularly around things like speed, health, protection. I can't imagine she's going to be super heavy hitting, simply because she doesn't really have much in the way of offense, and she's applying the armor shred. So I think maybe her offense stats, and she's a support character, I think her offense stats will be on the lower side, but perhaps her speed is going to be quite high in base speed. I hope so, because that will give you the opportunity to push out that additional Beskar armor ability onto your allies. Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, I'm super excited, man. I don't know about you, but
I
yeah.
am. That's a marquee character that I'm gonna gear up and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I definitely think that there's going to be some viability for this character, and it's definitely going to sort of pump up the viability of Beskar Armor Mando as well. So yeah. All right, okay. I think that's going to about do it for this one. I want to thank you once again, Im, for joining me on the show today. Do you want to pimp your stuff? Tell people where they can find you.
Yes, I typically stream on twitch.tv/infinem__, as it could only be two underscores on it. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Thank you so much for having me, Scribe. Really appreciate the time here. We did
No
say that
problem.
we were going to do this kit. I was very excited about it, and the kit looks amazing. I think it's what we asked for, and
Yeah, for sure.
the animations look very good. I mean, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Me too. Me too. All right, guys, that's going to about do it. I want to thank you all for watching. If you did like it, please hit that little like button down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and head over to Imp's channel as well. Be sure to like and subscribe his videos as well. I'll put a link for that in the description down below. Okay, until the next video, guys. Peace out. Giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.